here I am sitting at the Beckett moorings where I first came in 1974 after I met Mike at university. So that was the first time I sailed on Bonita, and we went across the Thames and had a great time just sailing up and down the Thames for a bit. And that was the first time of several cruises over a few years that we undertook. So I was very honoured to be asked to join Mike and Bonita with Guy Slovic for a trip down from Weymouth down to Newcastle on his round Britain cruise. So whilst I was on board Bonita, I realised that actually Bonita hasn't changed much in 40 years. And then after our trip, which was great fun, I came ashore and I reflected a little bit on the way in which Bonita has actually changed, and indeed perhaps also how the skipper's changed a bit. First of all, I realised that when it rained, I didn't get wet, because I remember 40 years ago lying in my bunk having a wet sleeping bag with beer mats placed in strategic places over my body to mop up the drips. But thankfully now, since he's put glass fibre all over the place, the deck no longer leaks. The second thing I became conscious of was the fact that the engine was reliable. No longer was he required to heat up the plugs and also pray quietly down in the saloon, hoping that the engine would start. The engine starts every time. Thirdly, I was very aware that actually the cooking facilities are improved. No longer do we have a taste of paraffin in the bacon and eggs, and indeed the water tasted better too. But most of all, what we all are aware of is that no longer does Bonita have a bucket and chuck it facility. It now has an ensuite facility. I vividly remember the time sailing with Mr. Beckett, how we were sailing along and one guest who came aboard did the necessary and dropped the bucket into the swale. And all I remember is seeing this bucket glistening as it disappeared into the depths of the swale mud. Then finally, what I think about is has the skipper changed? Well, as I say, I've known the skipper for 40 years, and I have to say, he hasn't changed at all, except that he now wears a life jacket when he's on the boat. He doesn't panic when he's going into marinas, and he appears to understand the steering of Bonita far better than he ever did when he was a bit younger. But all in all, Mike hasn't changed. He's still the most kind and generous person and a great friend. And to him I am most grateful for all that he has offered me, and indeed all the Beckett family have given me over these years. So thanks a lot, Mike, and congratulations on your trip.